What mind-blowing but simple facts would satisfy a 4-year-old daughter's daily request for one fact before bedtime? Most people have more than the average number of arms. A day on Venus takes longer to complete than a year on Venus. How? It simply takes longer for Venus to do one complete rotation around its own axis than it does for the planet to rotate around the Sun. Edit from my memory, I believe it's only like 10-15 days difference. But still an interesting fact. Another fun fact is aluminum used to be such a precious metal, and so expensive, that the top point of the Washington Monument is made of pure aluminum. At the time of construction, that aluminum would be about like capping it with platinum today. Otters have skin pockets for their favorite rocks. The name for the Arctic comes from the ancient Greek word for bear, Arctus. Named after one of the constellations Ursa Major Big Bear or Ursa Minor Little Bear, but there are bears living there too. So basically, the Arctic is called bear, and the Antarctic is called not bear. Edit slight fact correction, thanks you Wolfie Rampant. Cashews come from a fruit. A Siamese cat's fur color is dependent on its body temperature. That's why the colder areas of the body such as the nose, paws, and tail are darker than the rest. Most elephants weigh less than a blue whale's tongue. Some species of burrowing spiders keep teeny tiny frogs in their burrows to keep it free of bugs too small for the spider to get that might try to eat the spider's eggs. This means that tiny frogs are spider cats. From the time Pluto was discovered until the time it was demoted from planethood, it still hadn't made one complete revolution around the Sun. In Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig if you have any, you have to have at least 2. They get lonely. Bees tell their friends about good nearby flowers by dancing. A lot of the TV or internet videos she watches comes via undersea cables. There's an island in Japan populated only by fluffy bunnies. The building in the world with the most toilets is Wembley Stadium. Cows get excited when they solve puzzles. The filling in a Kit Kat is broken up Kit Kats. One time a guy ate an aeroplane. It took him several years but he did it. The little jump guinea pigs do when they're happy is called popcorning. When a cat walks towards you with its tail up, that means it likes you and is excited to see you. Elephants have a noise that means there are bees here, let's leave immediately. They played golf on the moon one time. I will add more if I think of them. What topics does she like? Brigadier Sir Nils Olav is a king penguin. He is Colonel-in-Chief of the Norwegian King's Guard, as well as the mascot. He currently lives in the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland. Pineapples are a collection of berries. Giraffe tongues are black. Kangaroos can't walk backwards. Edit, I wanna make it clear that I have no idea who Daniel Tosh is, and when I say walk I mean hop. Horses are more closely related to rhinos than to deer. When a bee is chosen to be the new queen, they are given a special type of honey that completely changes their bodies. Kind of like how a Pokemon evolves. Super simplified, but it's still pretty cool to think about. Hippopotamus milk is pink. Some fish cough. Don't eat too many carrots or your skin will turn orange. That happened to my own daughter. Some frogs will glow when they eat fireflies. Before 1913, parents could mail their kids to grandmas through the postal service. Tigers have striped skin. It takes a little over 8 minutes for the light from the sun to get to Earth. There are more stars than there are grains of sand on all the beaches in the world. Cows can walk upstairs, but they can't walk down. Fact: a curious 4-year-old can never be satisfied with one fact per day. Whales are closer to cows than to sharks. Edit, y'all are hilarious, and she's 4. I think Mom/Dad will deal with genome later. Birds poo and pee from the same hole at the same time. A polar bear's skin is black. Wow, gold, thank you so much. A platypus lays eggs, and has milk, making it the only mammal that could in theory make its own custard. Ask her to give you one fact in exchange of one fact. This will encourage her to learn more and try to meet the daily one fact before bed. It rains diamonds on Saturn and Jupiter, other planets. Billy goats wee on their heads to smell better for the lady goats. Owls cannot be choked, making pennies cost more than their actual value. Male seahorses carry the baby in their tummy instead of the mommy. Lobsters were considered disgusting and low-class food, to the point that feeding them to prisoners too often was considered cruel and unusual punishment. Also, they're basically just big sea roaches. A woodchuck belongs to the family of ground squirrels. Your hand is exactly the same size as your face. Thwack. Butterflies smell with their feet. Edit. Wow, thanks for my first gold, stranger. There's AD's fridge but not in refrigerator. The distance from your inner elbow to your wrist is the same as the length of your foot. This one is fun because it sounds insane. The forearm looks longer, but if you put your foot to your arm you see it's accurate. If you put both hands in front of you and write a word, your non-dominant hand will write an exact mirror of your dominant hand without you having to think about it. It will work with shapes too if she's too young to write words. Pufferfish are full of air. Don't know if that's mind-blowing, but I learned that at the ripe old age of logical when I think about it, but it never crossed my mind. Also, a spinning disk is going faster at the outer edge than in the middle. What body part grows 10 times its size when stimulated? The pupil of the eye. Rabbits usually sleep during the day, but they often sleep with their eyes open so you can't tell. If you look closely, sleeping bunnies don't twitch their noses. There is a planet in our solar system populated entirely by robots. Horses can't vomit. There are more ways to arrange a deck of cards than there are stars in our galaxy. Parrotfish are responsible for most of the sand in the world. They eat coral looking for the good stuff and spit out the chewed up pieces, which happens to now be sand. Popcorn is a vegetable. Wombat poo is cube-shaped. For a while Melbourne was called Batmania. The elephant is the only mammal that can't jump. All bananas are identical clones of each other. Your family probably has a wealth of history behind it. Start telling them about grandma and grandpa when they were young. When a dog is play fighting with you, they sneeze to tell you that they're playing. A horse with a horn is called a unicorn. A horse with wings is called a pegasus. A horse with a horn and wings is a pegacorn. This is useful knowledge for 4-year-old girls, and she should practice getting it correct now. As an extra bonus, Mandarin for zebra translates as ribbon horse. Similarly, giraffes are long-necked deer, and pandas are big bear cats. Bananas are berries, but strawberries aren't. No land animal can match humans for endurance. There was more time between the Stegosaurus and the Tyrannosaurus rex than between Tyrannosaurus rex and humans. That fact that you're asking this just shows that you are probably a phenomenal parent. Bunnies can't move their legs independently, which is why they can't walk, only hop. Giraffes have the same number of vertebrae in their neck as humans. Jupiter is a gas giant, just like Uncle Johnny. If you accelerated constantly as fast as a dragster, it would take you 3 months to get to the speed of light. Male lions sleep 23 of the 24 hours in a day. In the light spectrum, all colors combined equal white, while in art all colors combined equals black. The speed needed to break the sound barrier is lowest at sea level due to air density.